Yisroel Adonai, Kim Adonai Achesed v'yavei mofedu. Yudas Yisroel mikol avanasot.
Rishus, Mishpacha, Misadelis. Just like the Parsha, Shviras Haluchos. Moshe Rabbeinu descended from Har Sinai and witnessed perhaps the most calamitous moment in Klal Yisrael's history. Whatever the reasons are, whatever the explanations are, but that there was some type of Avodah Zarah. Moshe Rabbeinu was moved to break the Luchos. He makes a decision to break the Luchos. The Shviras HaLuchos. And that is the, Rashi brings at the end of the entire Sefer Torah, Chamisha Chumashei Torah, Rashi says that Moshe Rabbeinu broke the Luchos, Le'enei Kol Yisrael she'nosai libay. He was moved, he was lifted, his heart lifted him. Lishvar haluchos le'eineihem. To break the luchos, not only to break the luchos, but to break the luchos le'eineihem, to be in front of the eyes of Klal Yisrael. So a few problems with the parsha of the luchos. Number one is these shvarim, these fragments, Chazal tell us were placed in the Aron, were carried in the Aron together with the Luchos Shniyos. How do we understand, and how can we appreciate what must have been tremendously painful in Klal Yisrael's history to be put in the Aron, Kodesh alongside the Luchos Shniyos, number one. And number two, is Chazal say that Moshe Rabbeinu, Yasher Koichacha Sheshibarta, Moshe Rabbeinu became a Gvir. He used these shvarim, he bartered these shvarim and became wealthy from the shvarim of this incident, which you can imagine as a manig, as the Avinaviyim, what a painful moment this must have been. How did Moshe Rabbeinu have the strength to take these shvarim and to become wealthy from them? What positive tzad is there to these shvarim? There's a ma'aseh with the Ger Rebbe, with the Ger Rebbe that, as we know, escaped the Churban, lost much of his family, and 25,000 of his Hasidim, all lost in the Churban. It was a Ger Chassid, who was also in the Churban. Lost his family, his children, his wife, his entire extended family was gassed. He lost everything. And he also lost his kesher to the Rebbeinu Shalom. But he still sought a connection to the Rebbe. Made his way to the Rebbe in Eretz Yisroel. And this was an experience that only the two of them could share. And they shared their experiences and they cried for a long time. And Chassid said to the Rebbe, he said, how do I understand, how am I supposed to, I'm walking alone in a vast world. 5 years ago I had a mishpacha, 5 years ago I had a world, and now I have nothing. And the Rebbe said, he said that the pasuk says that the luchos were broken le'eineihem. That the luchos were broken in front of le'einei kol Yisrael, le'eineihem. Why does the pasuk have to say le'eineihem? So the Rebbe says because, and this I say guardedly, and I say delicately, without any pretense. Because it says that the same way your mishpacha was lost, and the same way your mishpacha went into the chambers, the Rebbeinu Shalom was there with them. Le'eineihem. To mortal eyes, it seemed like broken bodies and broken spirits and nothing but death. There was pain, there was suffering, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu was there in the chambers with them. The luchos were broken. It was tragic. It was painful. There was real loss, but it was also le'eineihem. There is what to gain, there is what to grow from a shever, from a fracture, when we know that the Rebbeinu Shalom is there with us, is pained with us, feels a loss with us. Le'eineinu, it seems like every twist and turn is another nisayon, there's more pain, but there's an Asias slave that a father, and that a mother, and that a family where they're brought to that situation can see a slave where they can rise to this occasion, where they can grow, and where they have and possess the strength and perspective to feel the Rebbeinu Shalom behind everything that they've experienced. I'm speaking for the Tzibur. Yaakov Yisroel was niftar on Purim. If there's anything more that typifies the pain and the lack of understanding that we have the Parsha, that I stand as a witness, as a dumbfounded witness to your strength, to your loss. The shul had a masiba then, and I knew that he was no longer on this world, and the shul, the tzibur danced at the same time with a broken heart. Because behind every shever, there has to be a perspective, there has to be, and that's what moves us and drives us higher to appreciate how mortal we are. To address and to try to understand and to approach your pain and your loss is impossible. The only thing that I can say with humility, and again representing your tzibur, is that the tzibur has been behind you, has shared your pain, has admired your strength and your bitachon. And we feel like with Yaakov Yisroel that we lost someone as well. How sweet he was, how pleasant he was. My last connection with him was, I got a call from him about 2 years ago. He had a friend who was getting married. He couldn't afford to make a chasna, and he wanted to raise funds independently to help his friend make a chasna. He had challenges, but he grew from within his challenges. We feel, along with you, if we can say that, and I say it again guardedly, that we've also suffered a fracture, suffered a break. It's our tefillah that going forward from the Shiva, you should have the koyach as you've had until now, Nasai Libai, to grow as you've grown, to bring a nakas ruach to Yaakov Yisrael's neshama, and to understand and to feel that in the tzibur, that in our shul, and in the city, and all of the people that Yaakov Yisrael touched his way, that we're moving along, we're feeling a sense of loss with you, and together we should appreciate the nechama, the gradual nechama that you feel. Should be, Yaakov Yisrael should be a meilitz yosher for his mishpacha, for his tzibur, for the city, for God's Klal Yisrael. We should only know simchus mikan v'hola.
You can hear them, they can hear you.
No, we can hear them. Just hold it for you.
Everyone mute your phone.
Someone just move that. Try calling them. Give me the numbers and I'll try them. For sure, give me the numbers. Is that just on there? Hmm?
No, they can't hear me. Doesn't matter, they can't hear me.
That's not the point.
To yourself.
It's working now? Okay. Just Rabbanan. Schuss meine Sprache. אני יעקב ישרול. Wednesday, February 21st, 6:20 p.m. Driving home from work. Received a phone call. Where are you? I'm in my car. Pull over. What did he do? Pull over. Just tell me what he did. He's been in an accident. What did he do? Wasn't his fault. I don't have details. I don't know anything about the accident. He's been injured. He's on his way to the hospital. You need to come as soon as possible. The police are here. It's an investigation. They're stonewalling me. I can't get information. I feel terrible. I don't know what else to tell you. They're taking him to Delray Medical Center. Try calling there. Maybe you'll have luck. I know I won't because HIPAA won't allow it. Terrifying. It's the phone call no one ever wants to get. The phone call no one ever expects. It's the phone call no one should ever receive. Anybody who's been here for the last 5 days probably heard the story enough times already. No need to say the rest. Everybody knows the ending. No need to repeat it. Who was Yaakov Yisroel? Yaakov Yisroel was kind. Everybody who knew him loved him. He had a leiv toiv. He was a sincere, loving, caring person who always helped people. He had a genuine smile. Always had a joke. Always had an attitude. He was good looking. At least I thought so. So did his mother. So did his grandmother. Clean baby. He liked having his fresh clothes. I think that's what he used to use the term. Fresh. He looked fresh. His full head of red hair. No one knows where that red hair came from. Most famous question, most common question, most famous answer that's a joke of the family. He got his red hair from his non-biological aunt that got it from a bottle. But yet we were all jealous of it. We were all jealous of him. If only he could know and believe how many people admired him, how many people he touched, how many people loved him. Every phase of his life, every circumstance, every challenge, every bump that he faced, still managed to become the same guy that everybody wanted to hang out with. He knew how to use his good looks, personality, to slip away from anything he didn't want to do. Somehow managed to get everything he always wanted. He was the master. Problem was, he was so busy all the time, making everybody else around him happy, that he was never happy himself. Chazal teach us, Kol ma di'ovid Rachmana l'tav ovid. Sometimes we don't know. We don't have the ability to see it for ourselves. But we have to understand, and we have to know b'emunah pshuta that it's true. Everyone is given nisyonos. Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't give people nisyonos that they can't overcome. My Rebbe and a number of my Chaverim and Abayim continuously reminded me through the entire week that he was in his hospital bed, that the nisyonos that we receive come to make us stronger, both as a klal and befrat. If someone has nisyonos, nisyonos come with yisurim. And the yisurim in our lives can be mechaper for our avonos and olam hazeh, give us a clear path to olam haba. I have no way to describe or explain or even attempt to give an answer for something like this. I have no way to say that I have the strength that HaKadosh Baruch Hu believes I have. I have no way to understand or to stand here and tell everyone, or to tell Yaakov Yisroel that our family has this level of strength. 20-year-old boy, my 20-year-old son, struggled struggled for so many years of unhappiness. Finally he begins to find himself. He finally seems to find some happiness. He's ready to become successful, have a future. Starts to build his relationships with his family, with his parents. Terrifying. He's put into a world of Yisroel for 7 straight days. He's put through Gehenna on this earth for years. How many times does he tell us? If only we understood what he was struggling with and going through, he wouldn't be angry. He wouldn't have tinnitus. And now he finds his happiness. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes him. But it wasn't enough. It's 7 days, 7 more days to suffer again. An accident that most people could never survive. The doctors all said he would never make it. And he pulls through and he fights for 7 more days. 7 days of Nisim. I sit at his bedside. I tell him I love him. I don't know if he hears me. I don't know if he knows. No more laughs. Can't laugh with him anymore. No more hockey games together. Not gonna get to the chuppah. Not gonna watch him grow up. Not gonna see him succeed. Not gonna have nachas from his children. Not going to be able to tell him how proud I am of him when he overcomes these challenges. Not going to cry with him again when he struggles. From now on, someone asks me, how many children do you have? I'll just cry. The list goes on and on. Why? What does HaKadosh Baruch Hu want from us? What does he want from everybody? What does he want from my family? What does he want from me? My wife? Sometimes the only thing you can say is, I don't know. I don't know what he wants. I'm not Zaycha. He doesn't want us to know right now. We don't deserve to know. One day we'll find out. For right now, the only people that know the answer to that question is Yaakov, Yisroel, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Until that time comes, it's our tafkid. It's my tafkid. My mishpacha's tafkid. Be makabel the gezar din, and to do whatever we can to try to understand it and to support each other. It's our job to remember Yaakov Yisroel. It's our job to never stop loving him. It's our job to expect him to be a Melitz Yosher for us, to share in our simchas, to share in our tsar. Maybe once in a while he can send us a siman min hashamayim that he's watching over us. Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll see that Simon from Shemayim. And he's dancing next to the Kis Yaakov. And then he heard me. When I told him I loved him. I know this. I spent the last 7 days seeing things take place, watching what's been done, watching the people around us, many of whom we know very well and we love, some of whom we know very, very little and we love, and some of whom we have never met and we love. The Yad Hashem is as obvious to us as it has ever been. Yeah, we watched Nisim in front of our eyes for the plan to be played out exactly the way it was supposed to be. I saw the Nisim taking place so that Yaakov Yisroel could end his story exactly the way Kodesh Baruch Hu gave the Gzeirah. How can I not be a Maimin? How can we witness the things that took place and not know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a plan? How can we see the outpouring of love and dedication that took place worldwide and not say, Mi Kiyam Yisroel? How can myself and my family, everyone listening, witness what took place and what you were all a part of, and not be amazed at the godless of Klal Yisroel? For a week, my son single-handedly caused tens of thousands of Yidden across the world to daven, to make Kabbalahs, to Sefer Shabbos, Limud HaTorah, Kiddushem Shamayim, shake up the Shari Shamayim for 7 straight days. We cannot think that these things did not have a roshim. We cannot think that it didn't work. We cannot believe that this was not the plan. Yaakov Yisroel, you defied all odds until the moment that your neshama so instantly left us. Your pure, beautiful neshama, the etzem of who you are, the person we knew that you always were, the person that we loved, the pintali that was in your neshama. To our Chicagoland community, you were all left with a void. You were there to help us. You were begging for ways to help. And we weren't here. We're in Florida. We're in New Jersey. We're not here. So instead, you just flooded us with feelings of love, desire, hope, support. You davened. Every message, every hour that was spent did not go unnoticed. We will never forget what you have done for us during this extremely difficult time. My family and I will forever be grateful. Even though in many cases you kept asking because there was so much feelings of helplessness that you couldn't do anything, which made you feel even more helpless. Your sheer presence was enough. We could feel the fright that you shared with us and your need to do anything that you could to console us. To the community of Boca Raton, Florida, Yaakov Yisroel was with you for such a short period of time. You had me for 6 months. But somehow in 6 months, 6 months of his 20 years, you managed to make it feel like he was there forever. The network that he built of friends is not just a testament to him and his personality, but a testament to all of you. I've said this numerous times for the last 5 days. Over 50 to 60 visitors a day coming to the hospital to sit by his bedside. Nothing more than to show your love and to tell us that you believed in miracles. Just make Topper better. Friday night Suda, 250 people, 250 of you, sitting at your Shabbat dinner. And all you did was talk about Topper and how much he meant to each one of you. And it was all of you that finally gave him his break and managed to somehow get him to break through and start to make progress in his life, begin to live with happiness. We are forever indebted because we know that because of you and your impact, Yaakov Yisroel left this world finally with feelings of happiness about himself, feelings of confidence that he meant something. He made real connections to each and every one of us in a very real and very sincere way like he never had before. And he never could have done that without you. Lakewood, New Jersey. The last stop on Yaakov Yisroel's national tour. No words can describe. Those of you who know me well, know my family well, certainly understand Lakewood was not a place that I expected to spend very much time in. And so Yaakov Yisroel had one last prank to play on me. I moved to Lakewood for a week. Miki Amcho Yisroel. I learned when you have a community that is miyusad in Torah, it is impossible not to find chesed and people who I will not name. I've spoken about them during Shiva. You will hear from me directly when the time is appropriate. Meshunadika people No fanfare. No accolades. Regular people who just do. They're not regular people. They're malochim. They're tzaddikim. They are people who take pure strangers into their lives, into their hearts, and literally do everything and anything in their human possible powers to make the world change just for another Yid. Anyone who knows the details of the story and how we made our way to Lakewood from Florida absolutely know this. Lakewood was the place that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent us. Lakewood was the place where we were meant to finish Yaakov Yisroel's days in this world. And all of these Meshunadika people were the people that made that happen and were there for us. You surrounded us with Ehrlichkeit. You surrounded us with Toradic surroundings that we did not have before. And you introduced us to people that I know will remain friends for life. This was the last kiss that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Yaakov Yisroel's neshama and gave us the ability to say goodbye with the covet that my son deserved. All he needed was 1 week in Lakewood. And as the Rav put it, Yom Kippurim, the Eibishter decided it was time, and his heart left. To Sarah Esther, to Avrami, Chevy, Alicia Zev, Shalva, and Zeldi. This is the ultimate and hardest test that you should ever have to face. It's not up to us. We would never ask for this in a million years. For whatever reason, Kadosh Baruch Hu gave us this nisayon. It's our job to stay together, stay strong. It's our job to cry. It's our job to remember him. It's our job to laugh. It's our job to be besimcha. I don't know why this happened. And Mommy and I are sorry that you had to be there by yourselves for the last week to manage all of this basically on your own with all of the support I just mentioned before. Our tafkid was to be next to Yaakov Yisroel. I know that you all know that, but it didn't make it any easier for you. You were amazing. We saw how you handled this. You have emunah. You have bitachon. You never gave up. You never stopped asking for the nace. But it wasn't meant to be. You all know this. We say this in our house all the time. Hashem loves us. Hashem loves us. Question is, Do we love Hashem? I didn't think we would ever need to use our family joke to define our lives at a time like this. But I think it's appropriate. It is our job now to continue loving Hashem and to know that He never stopped loving us. He will never stop loving us. He has done chasadim for us. He continues to do chasadim for us. He did chasadim for us during this entire ordeal. Every single one of you had the chance to be there for your brother. He knew you were there. He felt your love. The last month of his life, you all had direct phone calls from him where he opened up to each one of you, started to build a genuine relationship with you as your brother. You all received letters. Keep those letters. Cherish them forever. You will never forget his love. You will never forget his care, his jokes, the goofy things that he did to make you laugh. The times we all spent together, times that you spent by yourselves with him. We wish we could have him back. We wish we could build more of those memories. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided that he wanted him more. And he deserves to be next to HaKadosh Baruch Hu now. He had enough struggles. He had enough unhappiness. I know you'll always miss him. I know you'll always love him. I know you'll never forget him. I promise you that I said to him in his ear that you all forgave him for anything that he ever did, and that you all love him, and that he can go up to Shemayim with confidence. I asked him to watch out for all of you. I told him to take care of us. Lastly, to Yaakov Yisroel, this last week of my life has been the hardest week for Mommy and I. We practically did not leave your side. We watched you as you lay there in peace. You continued to fight so hard. We tried to do everything that we could to make sure you weren't suffering. But we just never knew. We never gave up hope. We never stopped crying. Every tear was a tefillah for a nace. We played our role as best as we could to be your shliach in Hashem's plan. As hard as it was to witness, we were able to spend the time that we needed with you to be sure that you would be okay, to tell you that we loved you again and again, to hear more and more about the things and the people who loved you, relied on you, who genuinely reached out, and who you reached out to in order to be there for them. We have always known and seen your kindness and sincerity. But this last week we learned that we only knew the tip of the iceberg. You were so loved by so many people. You instantly made friends wherever you went. You became the guy that everyone could rely on. It's no surprise that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted you back so soon. You have spent years of your life going from one yeshiva to the next, one job to the next, one program to the next, always looking to find your comfort zone. You don't have to look anymore. Your sadness and suffering can end. You came into this world as a pure neshama, our stipler goat, and you leave after a straight week of Shmiras HaMitzvos, a full week, with not even so much as a machshava ra, you are ready to bask in your rakia, to look down on us with a smile, a smile that you so badly deserve, a smile that's been withheld for 20 years. We will miss you. We will never stop loving you. We hope that you know that we tried our best to make you happy, to enjoy the life you were given. We ask you mechila for anything we did that could have upset you or caused you pain. Please be a melitz yosher for me, for Mommy, for your brothers and sisters, for Ellie, for Kobe, for the rest of your family, and for all of Klal Yisrael. Goodbye for now, but I look forward to seeing you again soon, doing the avoda in the Beis HaMikdash b'imhei Rabbi Yomeinu. Ki la'amo v'slanetzach u'moach Hashem din ma'al kol pan.
Brought down that the neshama is in the house of Shiva. It's also brought down that the neshama is there by Hesped. I don't know if that means there's an even greater presence of the neshama here right now. Life is incredibly precious. Moshe writes in 2 tshuvas. One is a consolation to a boy under Bar Mitzvah who asked Reb Moshe, my mother suffered a miscarriage. Will that sibling come back to Yis HaMesim? And Moshe writes, yes. Bringing the neshama down to this world, even if the neshama was never born, Neshama will merit Yis HaMesim. His life is incredibly precious. Even life that is cut short, cut so incredibly short. Rabbi said we face nisyonos in life. Tzil Shishorim says, in Perek Yud Aleph, we face nisyonos, temptations for machlos asuris. We face temptations in the area of money. We face temptations in the area of Gili Arayas, of promiscuity. But those aren't the only nisyonos we face. We face nisyonos in Ruchnius. We face nisyonos in Limud HaTorah. We face nisyonos in Tzedakah. We face nisyonos in Lashon Hara. But then there's another Nisayon we face. You can face a Nisayon in Amunah. Yaakov Zatzal once spoke at a Levaya. I was not there, but I heard from people that Rabbi Yaakov said at a Levaya of a woman who was in her early 30s, a mother of several children. He said, this Levaya is a Nisayon in Amunah. Just being here is a Nisayon in Amunah. Yaakov Yisroel lived a life which was in a soyin and a moon. Yaakov Yisroel struggled. I spoke to Yaakov Yisroel several times. Yaakov Yisroel struggled. Mishnah says in Ovis, Avishokod Lumay Torah. Person should be involved in Limud HaTorah. The Dama Shetoshel Apikairis, and the person should know what to answer a heretic. Now the rule in Pirkei Avos is that they are not unrelated, short, pithy statements. They're related statements. I was wondering once if the statement means Dama Shetoshel Apikairis means to the Apikairis that's inside each and every one of us. Because all of us have shilas in the moon. All of us have struggles. The more deposits a person makes in Limud HaTorah, the greater the ability to stop the withdrawals. That's why the Mishnah continues. Da'al l'fnei mi'at oimed, v'nemanu ba'malachtecha. The person works on deposits, then a person sees a different world. As Baron said, Yaakov Yisroel was Gerim, caused an incredible amount of Limud HaTorah in the end of his life. As he spoke on the phone, there was a sign I was not in the hospital. His last Shabbos was perfect. His last week was perfect. When Rav Aaron called, it was right after Kriyas and Megillah. I never remember so many shilas in my life. Every single day was a slew of shilas. Shilas and shilas and shilas. He was giving an incredible amount of Limud HaTorah. Within an hour after his Patira, 35 people were in the show. We finished the entire Maseches Makos. If there's more Torah, there's more Terutzim. There's another part of Judaism which is hard to fathom. Yisurim are mechaper. Pain is mechaper. Nobody asks for it. One man, the Yom of the Gemara, did ask for it. This is real, Rabbi said. It's real. Yisurim are mechaper. No one knows how much pain Yaakov Yisroel went through at the end of his life. From the moment of the accident. No one knows what the Yisurim did for him at the end of his life. No one knows what kind of credit he gets for everything that he caused. No one knows. As Rav Aaron just said, a family working on a Emunah. He was a cause for people to be stronger. There's a minig. I've never really done this because I never really go inside at a levaya. But the minig is that people wash their hands. And the minig is that people don't dry their hands. I once saw the reason not to dry one's hands is so that a person will have the reishim, will remain. Otherwise we get into our car and get into our cell phones and we're off. We get into our car and our hands are wet, we might stop and think. The Yetzer Hara doesn't want us to think. He doesn't want us to introspect. He wants us to move. Sometimes everybody just stops. He says, wow. Everybody just stops. He says, what can I do? Sometimes everybody just stops. He says, maybe I should think. and redirect my life. And sometimes people just stop and say, what in the world am I doing? That's what this Hesped, that's what these last 2 weeks have been about for many people. I just stop and I think, what am I really doing? How's my emunah? How's my limud Torah? How's my chesed? What type of husband am I? What type of wife am I? What type of father am I? What type of son am I? Life is real, Rabbi say. It's a bayray. We are not privy to any of the answers. But we are allowed to say, even in a sign of emunah, who knows what anybody's tachlis is? Who knows to be goyim, to hit the brakes, disconnect, and reconnect to what we're really supposed to be connected to. Who knows how much star somebody gets to that? No one knows. I would like to conclude by saying there were a lot of shilas, and a lot of shilas with gut wrench. Completely and totally gut wrench. Gut wrench. And I'd like to say that the toppers led by the parents of this incredible family said, we accept. We accept. That is an incredible Kiddush Hashem, filled with a lot of pain. Yaakov Yisroel was the conduit for all of that to happen. We're not going to wash our hands when we walk out of this room. And therefore our hands aren't going to be wet. But the concept is to say, let this event, this tragedy, this Nesoyin and Emunah move us to think, to grow, and to connect. As Yidden, that's our job. As Yidden who believe, that's our achrayus. As Yidden who act, that's our ability to make a Kiddush Hashem. The top of family should be zeicha to find the strength, as Rav Aaron said so eloquently, to be able to continue. What continue means continue with growth, which is very challenging. So Rav Aaron, I'm going to speak very openly. This is a challenge. This is in the soil. This is a test. Reverberations, as they cycle out throughout the world, are a schus to Yaakov Yisroel. Whatever anybody decides to do is a schus for Yaakov Yisroel. Little tiny things that anybody and everybody can do. Because they're moved by what took place is a schus for Yaakov Yisroel. He should be zeicha to be able to take all the words, go to the Kisei HaKavod, everything that's happened in his life. And as was said, he should be zeicha to take everything that happened in the last few weeks of his life, plus everything that happened throughout his life, all of his struggles, all of his climbing, should be schus for him, schus for the toppers. And a schus that maybe no one knows. One last drop of pain could be enough break the proverbial camel's back, to bring us to Mashiach, to bring us to Tiyas HaMesim, to bring us to Binyan Beis HaMikdash, and Hero V'Yameinu. The pain and the growth that we can experience should be able to do it. Mach Hashem Dima Bal Kavanim, Bila Moas HaNetzach, Tapra Shalom No Motzar, Kal Yishol Shalom No Motzar. Should be Zeich Lom Motzar.
Say, we look on the Fana, Ashafina. Malos Kidosh Nimatorim, Kizoraki Hamasir. Es Nishras, Yaakov Yisroel, Ben Arjot Sebakoena, Shalach Yolomo. Babush, Anom Yispalim, Yalos Karas Ishmasom. Vigalei, Danteim Nuchaso. Lachain Baal Rachamim. Yaskir B'Seisik Nafal Yolamim. Yisroel B'Tzrach Chaim Es Nishmaso. Adonai Hu Mechalaso. V'yanuach B'Shalom B'Shkavo. V'nomar Amen.
If anybody needs you, you can